Over the next few minutes, we will explain what the General Ledger options are and we'll show you how to set them up. The General Ledger Options window in the GL Setup allows us to define contact information for the module, account setup, posting details, and account segments. Please note that some of these settings must be defined before using the GL. Let's now see how to access the GL options and how to modify these settings. In Sage 300, go to General Ledger, then GL Setup and select Options. The Company tab displays the company information from the company profile. In this tab, you can also specify the contact person for the General Ledger module. In the Account tab, you can define some settings for the GL accounts. First of all, we can see the functional currency for the module, and we can define if the module is multi-currency or not. We can select if we want to use account groups for the GL accounts or not. Account groups give us the ability to assign labels to accounts, such as assets, liabilities, revenues, or expenses. We also have the ability to maintain quantities for the GL accounts. If this option is selected, we can track quantities as well as amounts for the GL accounts. For example, for a specific wage expense account, we could track the employee headcount. This would allow us to get the per employee costs for specific expenses. Please note that once the Maintain Quantities option is selected, it cannot be cleared. A default closing account needs to be selected in order to run the year-end. This account is where the income statement accounts with no specific retained earnings accounts set up will be closed to. In this tab, you can also decide if you want to use the GL security or not. GL security lets you specify user access rights for inquiries and transactions on specific GL accounts. If the GL security option is turned on, you can select the default access for the users. Do you want to give them access to all accounts by default, or would you like to give them no access and then specify which accounts they have access to? In the Posting tab, we can define transaction settings and see statistics for the General Ledger. Sage 300 gives us the ability to track budgets in the GL. From this tab, we can lock a budget so no other user can modify it. Provisional posting simulates posting for temporary account updates and for reporting and analysis. When using provisional posting, the transactions don't update the account balances and don't go into the transaction history. In other words, you can see what the impact will be from posting the transactions without actually posting them. We can enable or disable this option from the Posting tab. In the Segments tab, you can specify how the GL accounts look in the chart of accounts. The GL accounts can be built by having multiple segments. For example, you could have an account portion and then other segment for cost centers, departments, or regions. We can have up to 10 account segments in Sage 300. For each, we can specify the name, the character length, and whether you're using it as an indicator for building the retained earnings account. Please note that at least one segment must be defined as the account segment. This segment would be used for the GL accounts. We need to define values for the other segments. For example, in this case, we would need to define the divisions and the regions we would be assigning to our GL accounts. To separate the segments, we can enter a segment delimiter. When I create GL accounts, I can select what the structure of the account number is going to be. For example, will we only have the account segment, or will we have the account segment and the division segment? Or will we have all the segments? If we select the default structure code, this will be used when creating new GL accounts. After the GL options have been modified as needed, click Save. Now, please pause this video and open the document with the exercises. This document can be found in your learning package on Sage University. In order to practice modifying and reviewing the GL options, complete exercise 1 from the General Ledger lesson. Were you able to review the GL options? Great! Congratulations! You now know what the General Ledger options are and how to set them up.